Everyone, today we are going to discuss some basics about Finance Commission of India. So let's start the video. So first of all, as you all know, Financial Commission is a constitutional body that it is having its mention in the Indian Constitution, and it is mentioned in the Article 280 of our Indian Constitution, and it is constituted for every 5 years, and it is having five members, including one chairman and four other members. So, what is the function? Now, let's come to the function of the Financial Commission of India. Its function is first of all the distribution of shares, distribution of funds and taxes between uh, the states and the union, that is between central government and the different 28 states, and it is done in both ways, that is vertical also, and it is done in horizontal as well. So vertical distribution means the funds and taxes are distributed between the government of India and the different 28 states, and horizontal distribution means devolution of funds between among 28 different states, individual states, that which state should get how much part of the share. So it is called horizontal distribution. Now, the another function of Finance Commission is principles governing grants and aids to states. That if any of the states requires some special attention or grants and aid, if aid is given to the different states, so that is also governed through Finance Commission only. And also measures to augment the consolidated fund of a state for panchayats and municipalities, and as you all know, the funds are also allocated in different states for panchayats and the municipalities working within the states. So that is also taken care of from Finance Commission of India only. Now the commission is constituted for in every 5 years, means it is constituted in every 5 year. That is present is 16th Finance Commission, which will be from 2026 till 2031. So it's constituted every 5 year, and it submits its reports to the President of India. That's when the report is completed. The when the report and their final consolidation is done, then they submits their report to the President of India. And some basic is that our first Finance Commission of India was constituted on 22nd of November 1951 under the chairmanship of KC Niyogi, Shri KC Niyogi sir, and it first Finance Commission of India was from 1952 to 1957. So you should also remember this fact, that when was our first Finance Commission constituted, and who was the chairman of the first Finance Commission. So now coming to the present Finance Commission, which is the 16th Finance Commission of India, and it would be from 2026 till 2031, and it is chaired by Shri Arvind Pangaria. So chairman of this Finance Commission is Shri Arvind Pangaria, and he has also been the vice chairman of Niti Aayog during 2017. So now coming to the 12th Finance Commission, the chairman of 12th Finance Commission was Dr. C. Rangarajan. So Dr. C. Rangarajan was the chairman of the 12th Finance Commission, and Dr. C. Rangarajan has also been the former governor of RBI. So you should also remember this fact. Now coming to the 13th Finance Commission, so the chairman was Dr. Vijay Kelkar. Chairman of 14th Financial Commission was Dr. V.Y. Reddy. Chairman of 15th Finance Commission was Dr. Shri N.K. Singh. Chairman of 16th Finance Commission was that is 16th and the present was Shri Arvind is Shri Arvind Pangaria. So you should remember these basic chairman of the different finance commissions, because these are some of the important recommendations which were done, and also some of the major changes took place during the chairmanship of these finance commission only. So that's why I have mentioned all the past five finance commissions chairman. Now, coming to allocation of funds, how are the funds and taxes are being divided or distributed among the states, and also between union and as well as the different states? So it is, as I already mentioned, it is done in two ways, that is vertical devolution and second is horizontal devolution. Vertical devolution means that it is divided between union and states in a particular manner, in a particular fixed share, on the basis of certain factors, certain criteria which are taken into effect, so that uh, a kind of fair distribution is done between the union and also the 28 among 28 states. So these are some of the facts and some of the things you should remember, that how the devolution is done and what were the criterias which used to and which are being considered for the devolution. So I have taken these lines from the 16th financial commission of a report on only, and it came in this year only 2026. So you should also remember some of these facts, that uh, the when it comes to finances commission sixth, then 80% or more of the divisal pool was divided based on population. That until finance commission sixth, 80% of the criteria of the divisible pool was based upon the population. Means if a particular state having more population, then more funds were allocated to that particular state, or if it is having less number of people, less number of population, then less number of smaller amount of fund was given to that particular state. This means equal per capita allocation of 80% or more of the divisible pool. These commissions allocated the remainder of the divisible pool based on the contribution of to tax revenue or criteria with a stronger biases in favor of equity, such as inverse capital per capita income, distance of per capita income from a benchmark of per capita income, or some index of development. That it is mentioned that earlier they used to uh, took into effect certain factors like inverse per capita income, and also like contribution to tax revenue or criteria with stronger biases in favor of equity. Means if a particular state is giving more tax revenue to the central government, then more allocation of funds were given to that particular state. And secondly, from a benchmark per capita income. So these are some of the criterias which were and which are some of which are also used today also in the devolution of funds. So it is mentioned from 7th finance commission onward, the equity oriented criteria acquired greater importance. The finance commission 10th introduced tax effort and area as criteria. So tax effort and area as criteria were added into finance commission 10th. The finance commission 11th added fiscal discipline. The finance commission 14th added forest, and the 15th finance commission added inverse total fertility rate. So you should also be aware that how what are the criterias used for the devolution of funds. Now, the 16th Finance Commission, which has submitted its report in this month only, that in 2 3 days back only. So, also added states gross state domestic product, that is GSDP, in the nation's gross domestic product GDP, among the devolution criteria. That now the 16th Financing Commission also added GSDP, that is, uh, every individual state also has their own gross state domestic product, and that is, when we are having at the national level, then we call it GDP, but when it's come to the state, then we call it gross state domestic product. So it is also taken as one of the criteria uh, during the mentioning and during the preparation of 16th Finance Commission. Now I have taken this graph, I have taken this chart from the Finance Commission report only. So as you can see from this chart, this mentions about finances of the union and states, that is the devolution of taxes, and how which percent of GDP is contributed by states and which is contributed by the center. So you can see the increasing numbers here. As you can see, in 2011 and 12, net tax receipts of union, that is central government, next tax receipt was 7.3 percentage of GDP. That 7.3 percentage of GDP was contributed by the central government, which was collected from the net tax receipts. And when it comes to state share in union taxes, how much states shared in the union tax? So it was 2.9%. And own tax receipt of states or UTs, that how much that particular state has collected for its own state, for its own UT. So it was 6.6% of total GDP during 2011 and 12. So the total general government total tax revenue during 2011-12 was 16.8. Now you can see the increasing numbers as we go downwards. Now if I talk about the latest data that we are given here, in 2023 and 24, so the next tax receipts of union, that is central government, was 7.8% of GDP. The next net tax devolution, state share in union taxes, and what was the state share in union tax? So it was 3.7% only. As you can see, the state share is very much less in comparison to the revenue, net receipts of union. And if we talk about the own tax in 2023-24, it was 6.5% only. And total tax revenue during 2023-24 was 18%. So you should remember this fact on also, because it is the latest one. And we can see the increasing numbers of the tax revenue collected from the states as well as the UTs. Now the next graph shows us about the receipts, expenditure and deficit of union and states combined. Now if I talk about these all the graphs and these all the charts I have taken from the finance commission 16th report only. So you can also read it on your own from their reports. It is approximately of 324 pages. So I found it helpful and useful, so I attached it and mentioned it here only. So in 2011-12, the GDP percentage 87.36 lakh crore rupees were the GDP of India. It is combined GDP of receipts and expenditure and deficit of union and states combined. So it was 87.36 lakh crore. Now the net receipt, how much was the net income? So it was 17.17 lakh crore rupees, and they had an expenditure of 24.14 lakh crore rupees. Now you can see a difference of almost 6.97%. That is, we are earning less and spending more. So we are having a fiscal deficit of 6.97% during 2011-12. Now if I talk about it in terms of percentage of GDP. So it was 19.7% of GDP was a receipt, and expenditure was 27.6% of GDP during 2011-12, and the fiscal deficit was almost 8 percentage. So you can see we have tried, the central government has tried to reduce the fiscal deficit as they approach and as they proceed. So you can see it was 8% during 2011-12, and it was 7.8% in 2023-24. 7.8% was there in 2023 and 24 year, financial year. So you can see our GDP in 2023-24 was 301.23 lakh crore rupees, of which net receipt, that was, you can, in simple terms you can say the income of the government was 61.84 crore rupees, of which they had an expenditure of 85.28 lakh crore rupees, and the fiscal deficit in rupees was 23.44 lakh crore rupees in 23-24. And in terms of percentage, as on the basis of GDP, it was 20.45%, it was 28.3% as expenditure, and 7.8% of our GDP was fiscal deficit in the financial year 2023-24. Now coming to our last graph, last pie chart, it shows us the composition of tax revenues of general government 2021-24 data. Now you would see that from where is the government earning the money, or you can say what is the receipt or revenue of the central government of the taxes. From it is from the taxes only. So there are various type of taxes which government is collecting, is which government of India collects, or also the state governments collect from their respective states and their citizens in various forms. So I will be talking about the central government. So it is was from GST they collected 32.4% of the total taxes. From taxes on income tax was 17.7%. From corporation tax was 17%, excise duties was 12.1%, trade on sales, trade etc. was 8.1%, custom tax was 4.5%, stamps and registration fees was 4.2%, and others taxes include 4% of the total taxes collected by the central government from 2021 to 24. So it is the composition of tax revenues of general government. So you can see most of the tax collected is from GST only, that was 32.4%, and at the second place comes our uh, this taxes on income, that is first place is occupied by GST, second is tax income tax, from where the much amount of tax is collected as a whole, and at the third place we are having corporation tax, that is corporate tax, and at the fourth place from where high amount of taxes collected is excise duties. So you can see it is already given in the decreasing amount. So you can very well see how the government is collecting taxes and in which amount. So now talking about the non-tax revenues, the revenues collected which are non-tax. So how are they collected and what does they include? So first is dividends, that is profits from PSUs and banks. The profits earned by various public sector enterprises and public sector banks is also included in the non-tax revenues of the government. Second comes is surplus from RBI to Government of India. As you very well know that RBI also gives some amount of the surplus or the profit made by RBI. So some amount is given to Government of India as well. And you must also be aware about the 2018 controversy between RBI and Government of India. So if you don't aware, then you should definitely go through internet and search about it. You would have a better understanding about it. So surplus from RBI to Government of India also comes under the non-tax revenues. Third place comes to profits and royalty from natural resources. So our natural resources we give them on lease to various private companies, or also we earn from them. For example, oil or other very rare earth metals, rare earth minerals, or various other resources we have on our soil. We earn profit and give royalty, take royalty from those natural resources and telecommunication spectrum. So from there also we earn non-tax revenues. And fourth is user charges such as fees and tolls. So as you all know, we all give some charges, fees on the tolls. So charges also include under the non-tax revenue. Now let's come to another portion. In recent years, non-tax revenues have been around 12 to 13% of total revenues receipts. So it is saying that of the total non-tax revenues, around 12 to 13% of total revenue or receipts are non-tax revenue. That non-tax revenue consists of 12 to 13% of the total revenue receipts. So the total revenue receipts collected, out of total revenue receipts, 12 to 13% is being contributed by non-tax revenues. So you already know what are non-tax revenues. Non-tax revenues include some of these criteria, um, some of these profits, surplus, and profit from natural resources, and also from charges and toll tax. So this was the basic concept about the finance commission and how it is calculated, what are the various criterias, and who is the chairman of the present finance commission of India, and when does they release their report every 5 years, and who is the chairman, and so these are some of the basic concepts you should be aware about when you learn about the finance commission. So if you also want to know more, then you can definitely go through the official finance commission report 16th, which is has been released now. So you can also go through finance commission report if you want to know more or dive deep about this concept. So this was all. Thank you very much. And if you like the video, please like, share and subscribe to the channel. And for more videos, comment down. If there can be any improvement, please let me know in the comment box. And I would be really happy if you like the video, and also please share your suggestions down below. So thank you, this was all.